Shalom, we the Hebrew Israelites. I heard to prophesy the downfall and destruction of your beloved America. We want to start out by giving all praise and glory and honor to Yahawah, YAHAWAHI. Double honors to the apostle of GMS, GREATMILLSTONE, GMS, who rule well. And hey, salutations to you brothers who are pushing this thing in sincerity and truth week in and week out.
All right, the mic wasn't on. I had to do it again.
It's all good, huh? It's all good.
Wow. All right, we're finna get into today's lesson. We're finna give a brief history of who you white people are in the Bible, known as Edomites. You know what I'm saying? So-called white people. And there's a myth going on that you're supposed to give them a pass. You're not supposed to prophesy against them about their downfall and destruction. And also there's this thing going around on the earth that don't nobody know who the Edomites are. So we're going to go into all this about who the Edomites are, which is so-called white people of today that are known in the Bible as Edomites. You do have a lineage. You ain't just pop out of no Big Bang theory. See what I'm saying? Your lineage do go back to the Bible. So we're going to start off with Genesis 25.
This is Genesis chapter 25, verse 19. It said, and these are the generations of Isaac, Abraham's son. Abraham begat Isaac. Isaac was 40 years old when he took Rebekah to wife, the daughter of Bethuel and Syrian of Pandan Aram, the sister of Laban the Syrian.
Pandan Aram is another name for Syria. That's the modern day Syria today, the Arabs. Go ahead.
Isaac entreated the Lord for his wife because she was barren, and the Lord was entreated of him. Rebekah, his wife, conceived.
Because at first, Rebekah couldn't have a kid. So Isaac went on the behalf of his wife to the Lord and prayed to the Lord that he have some seed, have some children. You know, because that's like a man's one of his greatest treasures, what? Kids to carry out his lineage, carry out his name on the earth, you know. Go ahead, bro.
It said, and the children struggled together within her, and she said, if it be so, why am I thus? And she went to inquire of the Lord.
So, ever since these children was conceived in the womb, they was fighting. They was fighting ever since they swam through their father's testicles, you know what I'm saying, to get to the mother, to the egg of the mother. These children has been fighting. So this has been going on since the beginning of time. And this battle still goes on to this day. But people are trying to turn a blind eye to it. They trying to, you know, turn from the truth. They don't like the truth. You know? Go ahead.
It says, and the Lord said unto her, two nations are in thy womb.
See? Two different nationalities are in that womb. But you're sitting there probably saying, well, how can this be if they come from the same father? Well, hey, this is the Lord's doing. You see what I'm saying? Because you even have people today that have seeds in their belly, you know, coming from the Father, and they're different spirits. They don't have the same spirit as their father. They may have different spirits. You see what I'm saying? Go ahead. Let's say, man. Let's say.
Okay, it says, this is verse 23. It said, the Lord said unto her, two nations are in thy womb, and the two manner of people shall be separated from thy bowels.
See, the Lord already separated them from their father's bowels. That's how come it's like this. Yeah, you cruising, I'm way with you. You ain't in no hurry. Alright. So the Lord separated them from birth, from the bowels of their father. They already been separated to be two different nationalities, two different manner of people, two different types of spirits. See what I'm saying? Go ahead.
Yeah, and also to put on that, it had been happening before this happened. Back when the serpent came to Adam, the Edomites, and
Came to Eve.
Yeah, and Eve, when it came to Eve, man, that's when this battle really started, man. Because they was mad because Yahweh chose us instead of them to be that special people, man. To separate us, to give us order.
That's right.
You know? Because they was wild. They was wild. We was all wild. But when he created Adam, he separated us, and gave us laws. You know,
other nations was envious.
that's right. So that started from way back then. But and then with Cain and Abel. But then it had to, when the Lord slew Cain after the what's the name? This is where Jacob and Esau coming in at, man. When he what was the rain? When Noah, when he the flood destroyed everybody on the planet, but those eight people.
Yeah, this is the spirit. This Jacob and Esau is the spirit of Cain and Abel back again.
That's right, man. That's right. Okay, keep going, bro.
Yeah, go ahead.
It said, the Lord said unto her, 2 nations are in thy womb, and 2 manner of people shall be separated from thy bowels. And the one people shall be stronger than the other people, and the elder shall serve the younger.
So it said one people shall be stronger than the other people. Who is the one people that's stronger than the other people? That's Israel. That's stronger stronger than Esau. Jacob is naturally stronger than Esau in all shapes, forms, and fashions. Mentally, physically, spiritually, emotionally. Yeah, we get down and out sometimes, but we're still stronger than these Edomites, these so-called white people. We used to struggle. They're not. See what I'm saying? They lose their job, they're ready to blow their brains out. We lose our job, we may be mad and pissed and ready to fight the world, but what we do, we go get us some drink, we take us a deep breath and be like, oh, fuck it, go find another job. We may take a week off, you know what I'm saying? But hey, we end up going out there and find us another job. We live to fight another day.
That's right. And they also brought it out in that movie Get Out, man.
Yeah.
They brought it out. Hey, they were like, hey, you're naturally stronger.
That's right.
And then the one Esau told Jacob, he like, if you train, you will be so deep. Because they was wondering why they wanted our physical genealogically our makeup. They wanted it, man. They want to be that superior being. They want to be stronger. They want to be faster.
That's why they.
But that's our blessing, man. Since the Lord blessed us with this in this verse we just read, man.
That's right.
All right, go ahead, bro.
No, so that's why around the country, all over in the 90s and even now, people coming up missing because they harnessing our organs, man.
Hey, they selling our melanin right now.
That's right.
It's like $300 a gram or something like that, man.
That's right.
It costs more than gold. Gold is like $50 or maybe like $75 a gram. Melanin like $300 a gram, man.
This has been going on for a long time. They just now letting us know about it.
Right.
But this has been going on for a long time.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? We years behind.
That's what I said. If we finding out about it, it's been going on.
Right, man. Go ahead, bro.
All right, this is verse 24. It said, and when her days to be delivered were fulfilled, behold, there were twins in her womb. And the first came out red, all over like a hairy garment, and they called his name Esau.
Now, it said the first came out red like a hairy garment and called his name Esau. All right, go to the next verse.
It said, after that came his brother out.
Now stop right there. Now, how come it didn't describe his brother? You see what I'm saying? What'd you say, bro?
Because he looked like everybody else.
There you go. Now remember back in Genesis, they tell you that the Elohim, all the powers, YAHAWAH and the angels, created man from what? The dust of the ground. So the dust of the ground is what? Brown. Different shades of brown. So everybody on that planet during this time had the same color of skin. They was all dark brown or light brown or almost
different shades of
yeah. See what I'm saying? Different shades of brown to very light brown. See what I'm saying? So when it described Esau, his father said, Joshua, meaning what? Wasted away is he. See what I'm saying? Go ahead. Because see, his son came out red. The reason why they say it came out red all over, because why? You can see the blood through the skin. That's right. Because see, they didn't have no pigmentation. To better describe it, they look like albinos. When you see an albino, that's what Esau looked like with the albino. Like a pink pig. You see what I'm saying? Because that's what they look like when these Edomites, these so-called white people are babies, when they start developing into babies in the embryo, you know, the embryo start developing to the babies. You look at them, they look just like a pig, a pink pig. See what I'm saying? What's up, man? See what I'm saying? Go ahead.
He said, after that came his brother out, and his hand took hold on Esau's heel.
Now, it said his hand took hold of Esau's heel. That's symbolic. You see what I'm saying? Matter of fact, somebody give me that in what is it? What is it, Second Ezra? Yeah, Second Ezra.
You got it.
Yeah, Second Ezra 6, and start at verse. You can start at verse 6 and read to verse 9.
Second Ezra 6 and 9. 6 and 6
through 9.
It says, then did I consider these things, and they all were made through me alone, and through none other.
This is talking about YAHAWAH. He the one that created these spirits. See what I'm saying? The Heavenly Father only created YAHAWAH, and YAHAWAH created the angels and everything else. Go ahead.
It said, by me also they shall be ended, and by none other.
See? That's why he said he's the Alpha and the Omega, the beginning and the end. Life started with him, and life is going to end with him. See what I'm saying? Go ahead.
And then answered I and said, what shall be the parting asunder of time? Or when shall be the end of the first and the beginning of that followeth? And he said unto me, from Abraham unto Isaac, when Jacob and Esau were born, of him Jacob's hand held first the heel of Esau. For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth.
Yeah, verse 1. Okay. See? So when Jacob took hand of the heel of Esau, that was symbolic of what? Israel bringing Esau, the so-called white man, out of power. Because it said what? Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. Meaning what? After Esau comes out of power, Jacob is going to be the what? The next ruling power forever. There's not going to be no more ruling classes of nationality. That's it. Right. Once we get into power, matter of fact, can I give me that in Isaiah 45 and I think 7. Either 7 or 17. Isaiah 45 and 17.
Isaiah 45 and 17. It says, "For Israel shall be saved in the Lord with the everlasting salvation. Ye shall not be ashamed nor confounded. World without end."
She said, world without end. Israel's going to be saved with an everlasting salvation. World without end, meaning what? Once Israel comes into power, that's it. That's the last rulership forever. We're going to be ruling forever.
That's right.
See what I'm saying? So that goes into what? Part of the destruction of who? Esau, these Edomites, these so-called white people. See what I'm saying? Because once we come into power, they're going to be our slaves. They're going to build our kingdom back up. See what I'm saying? Matter of fact, somebody say something like that. I gotta find the script.
Yeah,
I'm gonna pay for the translation.
There you go.
Hey man, Esau, the kingdom gonna be everlasting, man. All these other kingdoms, hey, everybody gonna rule for a time, but our rule is gonna be forever, man.
Yeah, right. And also the Mayan calendar kind of put us on point of the time frame, because the Ephraim or Ishkar, they knew about the times. they were blessed with the knowing of the times, man. Of what's, you know, they knew what the stars and all this stuff would happen, man. They knew about it. So they knew, we knew the end of Esau. They knew about the time frame, not they don't know when, but they knew around the time frame Esau's power was going to come down. That's why that Mayan calendar ended in 2012. But it's starting to be a change of power now. That's why you're seeing a lot of people being woke up. YAHAWAHI is pouring his spirit on all flesh now, man.
That's right. But not Esau rising up against each other, man.
That's right, man.
You know, with this whole Donald Trump thing, not Esau turning around on each other, man. Because that's showing the confusion of their nation, man. That's because they finna fall, man.
Yeah, it's gonna be a change of power, man.
That's right.
That goes into that prophecy too of how the Lord said He's gonna set the Egyptians against the Egyptians.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? That's part of that prophecy being fulfilled. Somebody give me Ezekiel 39 and 14.
Ezekiel 39 and 14.
Yeah, you stay where you at in Genesis. You get Ezekiel 39 and 14 about the shop.
Ezekiel 39 and
14.
39 and 14. They shall serve her out man and continue employment, passing through the land to bury with the passengers, those that remain upon the face of the earth to cleanse it. After the end of 7 months shall they search.
See, so it said, and they shall serve her out. Men of continuing employment, meaning what? When you're separating out or seeking men for employment, that means what? You're hiring slaves. See what I'm saying? But it said what? Continual employment. Meaning what? It's not going to stop. They're going to continue serving us. See what I'm saying? 7 months is just a period of time. You know what I'm saying? So that 7 months actually, that's going to be an ongoing time. Because remember, the scripture tells 2 Peter 3 and 8 that 1 day with the Lord is as 1,000 years. So that 7 months, that's what, 7+ thousand years. That's continual employment. See what I'm saying? So when we have these heathens starting off with these Edomites, these so-called white people, and employment is going to be continual. Now the only nation that's going to be wiped off the face of the earth after 1,000 years is going to be who? Esau, the so-called white people. See what I'm saying?
Okay.
Now go back to that Genesis 25.
It's Genesis 25.
You was at you read. Yeah.
24 it says, and when her days to be delivered were fulfilled, behold, there were twins in her womb. And the first came out red all over like a hairy garment, and they called his name Esau. And after that came his brother out, and his hand took hold on Esau's heel.
Now this is a scientific fact that what's going on with you got a dark-skinned baby, then you got a white-looking baby coming out of two black people, two so-called black people, dark brown-skinned people. This is a known fact because you even had a family in Africa. They gave birth to a dark brown baby and a white baby.
That's right.
See what I'm saying? That goes to prove that what? Israel contains the genetic makeup of everything. See what I'm saying? We hold and maintain the color scheme of children. Because why? The man gene is the most dominant. We got the X and Y chromosome. See what I'm saying? Meaning what? Whatever the baby come out looking like, that came from us. Two white people can't make a dark brown skinned baby. They don't make up the color scheme. We do.
That's right.
It's in our DNA. See what I'm saying? Go ahead, bro.
After that came his brother out, and his hand took hold on Esau's heel, and his name was called Jacob. And Isaac was 80 years old when she bare them.
See, a score is 20 years. So he was 80, meaning 60 years old. He was a 60-year-old man having twins. That's a miracle in itself. See what I'm saying? But see, back then, 60 years old was like damn near being like 15 years old.
That's right, man.
Because they lived a lot longer back then, you know. Even though man lifespan got cut short to 100 years, back then, you know, that was still a pretty good length of time.
it says, verse 27. It said, and the boys grew, and Esau was a cunning hunter, a man of a field, and Jacob was a plain man dwelling in tents.
Now, who like to go out into the field and hunt? It said he was a cunning hunter. That word cunning means skillful and crafty. So who come up with all the different army fatigues and deer stands and deer piss and all this other stuff to attract animals to kill them? Who does that? These so-called white people, known as Edomites in the Bible. So we're reading about your lineage of your forefather Esau. See what I'm saying? People don't like to touch this subject, but we're gonna touch it.
That's right.
You got other groups out there that saying what? The so-called white man don't come from Esau. But we're reading in the Bible, yes he does. We're reading his characteristics and where he come from. So if he don't come from Esau, then where he come from? See what I'm saying? Go ahead.
It said, and Jacob was a plain man dwelling in tents.
See, Jacob, who like to chill at the house all the time?
Right.
We do. Israelites. We very rarely like to go out and deal with the public. We like to chill at the house. See what I'm saying? Go ahead.
It said, Isaac loved Esau because he did eat of his venison, but Rebekah loved Jacob.
Now who was always the mama's boys? That's you, Negro, Latino, and
To this
everything.
day, man.
See what I'm saying? Y'all are the mama's boys. Daddy's being rough on their children, on Jacob. But Esau, he be nice to his children. See what I'm saying? But Isaac was a dark brown skinned man. He only loved Esau because of what? His venison, the way he prepared his deer.
How you doing?
See what I'm saying? What's up, man?
Alright.
See what I'm saying? Because the way he prepared his meals. Our people bugged out, man.
For real, bro.
You know? That's why Esau has to be destroyed, man. They got our people in this state of mind and condition, man. Now, okay, keep reading.
Verse 29. It said, Jacob sawed pottage, and Esau came from the field, and he was faint. And Esau said to Jacob, feed me, I pray thee, with the same red pottage, for I am faint. Therefore was his name called Edom.
That's right. Edom, out of water, which means red. See what I'm saying? Go ahead.
And who liked the most? Esau came with that red meat. They like eating food bloody, half cooked.
Chicken might not be done. You gotta watch them when they cook, or you gotta watch them.
And that's them to this day. Them the characteristics of Esau today, man.
When you go,
I even met a chocolate Esau, man. She liked her food the way Esau liked theirs, man.
wow, rare.